We've got an earnings alert on GameStop. Shares are dropping right now, down 9%. The company's conference call, it lasted a whopping 11 minutes.
Wow.
Executives provided no guidance. None of these traders here trade this, let's be clear. But Guy, what do you think of GameStop? It's amazing that it's sort of hung in there this whole time.
You know, I think we've said, all of us here and other people that do the show, I don't think any of us thought it's an earnings story, and we were talking about it on the back of that. But, you know, it's a question of, are you going to be able to squeeze out apparently the shorts that they're so concerned about? And I've said a number of times, I mean, given the volume the stock has traded over the however many months, I mean, I think the shorts have been long gone. So I don't know really what the trading story is anymore. And at a certain point, I think we would all admit valuations and fundamentals matter. And I think we're in that portion of the GameStop story.
All right. Meantime, shares of Ralph Lauren in vogue today, rising 4.5%. J.P. Morgan upgrading the retailer to an overweight, saying refined casual clothing is the new normal. Tim, I'm going to go to you on that.
As Mr. Refined Casual Clothing guy, well, I think it's a case back to work, you know, back to all kinds of things. And I think there's a slightly different approach. And I think it's a step up from athleisure. But again, you're talking about a company that I think, like many of the apparel folks, have learned how to deal with global supply dynamics, have gotten leaner and meaner, and come out of a period like we just went through a stronger company. The trend is certainly a tailwind. I wonder how much, you know, pent-up demand was brought forward already. That's my concern.
There was an interesting part of the piece which talked about valuation, one, but also about a good geographic mix. They thought that their heavy North America should be least impacted. They don't have meaningful Russia business. China business is smaller than some others. So it's sort of an interesting piece. I liked it. I'm sort of playing it through Capri. I had sold some a couple of weeks ago just on fears of Russia, China. That one is cheap too. I like value, so this falls squarely in that camp.
This, for some reason, brings back memories, Guy, of sending you to a Ralph Lauren store. Is that you tried on a bunch of outfits, used a special mirror or something like that?
He needed one.
We taped this whole thing.
Do you remember that? I mean, that's that's the archives
ago.
Of Fast Money.
I know.
I remember that was a lot of fun. I mean, I had some banging outfits for you millennials out there that use that term. I mean, we should put that video up on the CNBC website because that's gold, Mel, gold.
Well, the guy is refined casual just by nature.
He's not casual,
So,
nor is he refined. Jeff Mills might be, though. Do you have a trade on this one?
Not sure how I follow that up, but I was actually thinking back to a show we did in December where Goldman actually did a double downgrade of the stock. And what they were talking about was really looking for brands that had strong momentum, kind of these idiosyncratic growth drivers. I don't know that Ralph Lauren is exactly in that camp. Certainly not as profitable as, say, a Lulu or Nike. And Karen, I honed in on that exact geographic argument in the note as well. And I actually think you can make a case there that's a little bit more compelling for a Lulu, for example, 70+% of revenues coming from the U.S. And if you look at the valuations of Ralph Lauren, Lulu, Nike, certainly different from an absolute sense, or excuse me, from a relative sense, but in an absolute sense, they're all kind of right on their historical averages. So I would probably look elsewhere.